The Bostonian is Matt Perrault.
This is our city.
The book is Dave Sharapan.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Together, they are The Bostonian versus The Book.
You covered! You covered 12! I covered!
Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus The Book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
What's up, Brigade? How are you? Welcome into a Monday morning, well, not morning, afternoon episode of a podcast show, TV show, radio show, whatever you want to call it, except it's Mr. Dave Sharapan's birthday. In honor of the Consig and Consigs Birthday, well, you guys are going to get a special overlay for today. We're gonna honor Dave. We're gonna change the overlay. Dave's voice is gone. Matt Perrault, Dave Sharapan. I got a story to tell for the weekend that you guys are going to love. Dave's voice is gone from Bet Bash. We're live on our YouTube channel. For how long? I don't know. So just get here while you can. At Boston versus the Book. Same on X Twitter. If you guys are watching on the replay, thank you. Sirius XM, channel 159, and on Sports Grid Television. Dave, I hurt, but you sound worse than me. How are you on your birthday?
I look good. I sound like shit, and that's fine. But we're here. Your back is out. My voice is out. You're upright.
Shocking.
Thank goodness you got a story. I got a story. I mean, you know, I'm driving to go get hats made, and I get a call from you that you can't walk. You didn't play golf. I'm like, what? I watched you walk on Friday. I wasn't walking. You were barely crawling. And then I get a call on Sunday, 6:30 in the morning from my wife. We're calling 911. Pap can't breathe. So we'll tell all the stories. That's the way to hit them early.
Oh.
Thank you for the birthday wishes. I just kind of sound like the Godfather a little
100%. 100% was going to say that. You sound like the Godfather.
I'm going to make you an offer you can't refuse.
One
day. I'm going to come to you
and ask for a favor.
I need your services. Today, I need the whole brigade. I'm going to give you everything I got for an hour and 40 minutes. And guess what, Will? Bet me over for the swears today. I'm going to light it up. I hope you're sitting, and I hope the other guys watching, because there's going to be a couple, you know what's coming. I'll say it loud as I can. You're going to have to listen close. Because if I let a shit go by or a son of a bitch or something like that and you don't hear it, the brigade will let you know. I'll try to say sorry, Will, before it.
Yeah, we'll let it rip. All right, so I'll start with mine, and then we'll get into yours, and then we'll get to what's happening here. But before we go any farther, we have to remind you guys that we still have, it's available right now, the Big Ten Survivor Contest. $25,000 prize. You guys can go and easily sign up for this. I'll give you the direct website here in just 1 second, but this is Big Ten teams, FBS versus FBS only, 14 weeks, 18 teams, winner take all. If we have multiple winners, we chop the pot, but we have it available right now for you guys. If you want to be a part of this, it's very easy. Big Ten Survivor for $25,000. Log on to splashsports.com/BVB. I know a lot of you guys are going to wait to the end. That's fine. Okay. The deadline is coming up on the 31st of August. So you do have some time here. It's only August the 12th. So I get it. People have DM'd it. Hey, I'm going to do it, but I haven't done it yet. It's fine. We understand that, but we just want to make you aware of what's happening here, and it's available at splashsports.com/BVB for $25,000 with the first ever BVB Big Ten Survivor Contest happening right now. If we fill it up, not an overlay, okay, this is not a guarantee of $25K. We got to fill it up to get to the prize pool of $25K, but we think we will get there by the time kickoff starts on the
278. I got on there this morning. There's less than 20 people already signed up.
Mm-hmm.
So flood this thing. The Splash guy and I have a bet. How many entries we're going to get.
Oh.
I bet the over.
Okay. Let's go.
Tell somebody, get in it.
And yeah, it should be fun. So I know people have DMs. I know people were saying, I believe 5 is the maximum because I think there was a miscommunication between us as to how many. We said 3, but once they post it, they can't edit it. Yeah, per entry, per person, 5 entries per person. So it's actually 5. We thought it was going to be 3, but they posted it at 5. And once they post it, according to their rules of their license, they can't change that. So they can't. So it's 5. So I believe you can do up to 5 entries for this thing. So $100 a pop to get in. Go to splashsports.com/BVB to enter the contest right now. All right. What happened to me? So on Friday, we were off because we had stuff to do. And I had 2 of my really good friends from Omaha in town that I had not seen for a very long time.
And you froze. You're frozen. Just like you did on the T-box. What the hell happened? Come back.
Well,
there, you're back. Okay, go.
I didn't freeze on the T-box. So, yeah, Rob, so we'll check on Michigan. We'll check on New York and New Jersey. It's supposed to be done before the thing starts. So just FYI on that. So I go to pick my friends up. One of my friends is a big player at Caesars. And so he got comped a 4-round comp at Cascada, however you want to say the golf course. Cascada, however you want to say it. Gorgeous course. Like I've wanted to play for a very long time. It's just, if you haven't seen pictures of it, there's bighorn sheep everywhere. It's unbelievable. So I'm like, I'm so excited. I haven't played golf in a long time. I haven't played golf with my friend Ross in a really long time. So I'm like, this is going to be tremendous. So I go get out of the car. We're all kind of rummaging around. One of my friends grabs my shoes and throws my shoes to me. They're trying everything. It's all chaos. So I'm like, shoot, it's all just like a mess. I go to quickly put my shoes on fast. And I know not to do this. Like, I know that I'm not going, I have a tricky back. I know this about myself. Like, you got to sit down and you got to do it right. You got to stretch before you do. So I wrenched the living fuck out of my back. I feel it. And I'm like, I can't believe I did this before I even got to the tee box. So I knew my back grabbed. I knew I was going to have back spasms the whole day. And I'm like, screw it. Let's just go to get some ibuprofen. So I go to into the clubhouse and I'm like, do you guys have ibuprofen? She hands me 4 pills. I pop them immediately. I'm like, okay. I'm like, I should be all right. Let's let those things kick in.
Where'd you get the ibuprofen from?
At the pro shop.
Okay.
So she gives me 4 pills. So we're good. So I pop them. So then my friends were going to warm up. He shows up. He gives me a first drink of the day. It's 10:30. We're like, let's start drinking. 10:30, vodka and Gatorade. So I'm sucking on that thing. I'm like, all right, maybe I can suck that down and that'll be okay. I take 1 practice swing and I'm like, that didn't feel good. Ross comes over and he's like, hey, you all right? I was like, I don't know, man. It's like I hurt my back putting my shoes on. I can't believe it. I'm so pissed off. I'm like, I'm not sure I can play. It's like, what do you mean? It's like, come on, just stretch out your back, stretch out your hamstrings. Come on, just do a couple stretches. You'll be all right. So then I go ahead, take another practice swing. I'm like, man, I don't know. Like this might not be a good idea. On the 3rd practice swing, I'm like, all right, that was okay. Maybe I'm loosening up. Maybe I'm all right. So we go to the first tee. Put the tee down, and I'm like, if I'm going to play golf, I got to see if I can do this. So I'm just going to go ahead and rip it. So I go full throttle, full at it, and about halfway into the swing, I know I'm in deep trouble. Hit the ball like a wicked hook, like a zip hook to the left, and I'm like, everything goes black. I'm in like excruciating pain. To the point where I walk over to the tee to our golf cart. I put my hands on the golf cart and I don't know where I am. Everything is black. I can't look straight. I'm like, holy crap. I'm like, what is going on? I have radiating pain going all through my entire body. My whole body locks up, like literally just totally locks up. Mm-hmm. They all hit. I don't remember them hitting. I don't remember them hearing. All I remember is Ross says, hey, let's go. He gets into the golf cart. I sit down next to the golf cart. I press the gas pedal to go forward.
You're driving.
I'm driving. 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000. Something in my head goes, let's go to sleep. It would be nice to go to sleep. I wake up. The golf cart is completely about, 50 yards from where I was driving it. It's in a completely different area from where I was driving it. I'm leaning. My head is on Ross's shoulder. And he's on the phone with 911 going, okay, he's coming to, okay, I think he's opening his eyes. Guy from the clubhouse comes screaming out. He's a starter and he's a former firefighter. So he's like walking me through all these things. I'm having these conversations. I literally can't move. Like I cannot move my body. Ambulance shows up. They go ahead. They put me in the back. Ross checks my watch. My heart rate was at 46 beats per minute. I passed out. So I had what's called a vasovagal, not a seizure, but essentially your body, when you deal with tension and pain, and I've had this happen before. If you guys have been around for a while, when Dave was I were in the hospital, we told the story of me being in the hospital with Dave watching the March Madness games back in 2021, in March of 21. That's what sent me into the first time this happened when I passed out. We didn't know what the hell and why. This is the second time this happened. So
Everybody wants to know, how was the drive?
Awful.
You shanked it?
Quick duck hook to the left. Oh. Awful. Right around. Just a quick. So Ross is like, is someone you want me to call? I'm like, yes, please call Amanda. So he calls Amanda. Amanda's like, what the fuck is going on? Are you serious? She flies here tomorrow. She's like, she's like, should I? She's like, get on a plane right now. I'm like, he's on speaker. I'm like, no. So like the EMT comes in and they're like, we want to put you on the gurney. Can you get on the gurney? I'm like, I don't know if I can make it out of this golf cart. I got out of the golf cart. They put me on the gurney. We go. They run all these different tests on me, and I'm like, look, it's happened to me before.
Golf cart in the rough at this point.
Yes, yeah, we're on the side, like, but they drove the ambulance on like the tee box and like into the fair, like they had to like drive it all the way.
Sirens
around.
On.
Yeah, it's coming all the way in. So, and like the EMT guy is like talking to me through all these different things, and like he's like, yeah, he's like, okay, he's like, you passed out, your heart rate went to the floor, your blood pressure's on the floor. This is, you've had this happen before, right? I'm like, yeah, this is the second time in my life this has happened. So they put me in the back of the bus. We go to the front and he's like, okay, you need to tell me whether or not you want to go to the hospital. I go, the last time I went to the hospital, they kept me for 3 days. He's like, they're going to do the same thing. They keep me for 3 days. And I'm like, so I called you and I'm like, I got to call Dave. So I call you and I'm like, it happened again. I'm in the back of an ambulance. I'm not going to the hospital, but Ross is going to drive me back to the house. And you're like, okay. He's like, well, you all right? I'm like, I think I'm okay, but I don't know when I guess like, I was thinking about the show. I'm like, I'm not sure I can do the show on Monday because I can't move. Like, this is the worst. Yeah. This is the worst the back has ever been. I have always, whenever I've thrown my back out, I have always decided to do nothing but go home and rest for 3 days. It happens about 2 times to 3 times a year that this happens. I've never pushed it. I've never gambled the way that I gambled. I never said, fuck it, give me a ball and just rip it. I've never done that. And I will never do that again. Now we got to address what's going on with my back, obviously, because my back is a mess. So there's something seriously wrong with my back. But that was the first time I actually had ever really pushed it like that. And so Ross is driving me back. I'm like laying down in the car that I have. And Ross is driving the car back. I pull up and your ass is in my driveway. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, why are you here? I couldn't believe you showed up.
I get this call from you. There's noise in the background. And you're like, and I know the tea time is right then. So I'm like, oh, cool. He's calling me from the course. And you're like, I don't think I'll be able to do the show on Monday. Why? It's Friday. I threw my back out. I can't walk. I passed out driving a golf cart. What? Where are you right now? I'm with Ross. Who's Ross?
Right.
My friend from Omaha. I'm like, okay. Do you need me to come pick you up? No, Ross is going to take me home. Okay. Where's your daughter? She's with her mother. Okay. I'm thinking, you sound like shit.
Oh, I was in so much pain. You were
so like, you sounded like you were on the moon.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
I knew where I was.
All right.
Everything was I was all spacey. The only thing I knew was to call you, Amanda, my mom, to tell them all that what was going on, because I was pretty confident they were going to take me to the hospital, and I was fighting really hard not to go to the hospital. And Amanda was like, "Go to the hospital." I'm like, "I'm not going to the hospital, because the last time I went to the hospital, I stayed for 3 days."
So that's what I said. I said to you, "You need to go to the hospital," and you're like, "I'm not going to the hospital. The EMT is good."
He was great. He was my age. He worked out a lot like me. And he was like, "I know what you're thinking right now. And I understand this." He's like, "Here's your problem right now." And he ran through all these different lists of like things that could be going wrong with me. And he was like, "I wouldn't go to the hospital either if I were you, but let me just he ran a heart check. He's like, "Your heart's perfect." He's like, "This is not a heart attack." I was like, "Okay." I was like, "So what exactly did happen?" He goes, and I went through it, and he's like, "You have POTS. I've told you the story before." He's like, and I was like, "Yes." And he's like, "You just tripped the nerve." He's like, "You have a nerve in your body that is susceptible to getting tripped to pass you out. And when you are clenched and your whole body's in searing pain, you clench down so hard. When you sat down, you pinched the nerve. The worst thing you did was sit down. If you didn't sit down, I wouldn't have passed out. But sitting down is what caused me to go out."
Well,
and Ross
either way, I had plans to go get these guys, the Bomber and the Shrew,
right?
Hats done. I talked to Corbin, and I said, "I'll meet you at the shop, and we got some hats to make." And I go, "I guess I'm going to be," I text him and I go, "I'm going to be late."
Gonna be late.
And I get off at your exit, and I'm waiting in front of your house. Here comes your car. Ross is driving. I can't see you in the passenger seat because you got it all the way down flat. Car stops. You open the door. I jump out of my car, and you can't move. I'm like, "What the hell are we going to do with you right now? We got to get up the stairs. You can't go."
2 sets of stairs, and I can't walk.
I'm like, you're like, "Oh no, I got it. And you're not even breathing. You're just like,
"Oh yeah." But that's how I passed out. That clenching is what passed me out. So like I was trying not to do that, but I didn't really know where I was. And then Ross calls Amanda, and he's like, Matt's hands were shaking as he was walking up the stairs, like really violently shaking. I was like,
thought you were coming back. We were behind you,
like
kind of holding your arm and stuff. And I thought you were coming back. I thought you got like 4 steps up, and then you went, "Hold on."
Yeah.
I looked at Ross. I'm like, "You ready?"
I'm going to come backwards. So you got me to the couch. You want to talk about one of the more humiliating things that ever happened to me. So you guys had to go do shit. So I got it. You had to go back, go get hats made. Ross had to go back to the course, had to go pick up the other guys and whatnot. So they gave me 500 milliliters of saline into my body to hydrate me, just in case they thought, well, maybe you're dehydrated. So they gave me 500. About half an hour after being home, I had to go to the bathroom, like really bad. I had to crawl. I crawled on all fours to the bathroom to then somehow get myself up onto the toilet to take a leak. It took me an hour to do it. I was like drenched in sweat. It was one of the most difficult things I've ever done in my life. Just to get from my couch.
Did Ninja attack you?
No, he didn't attack me. But they were looking at me like, "What the hell are you doing?" Because I'm on all fours and I'm just trying to walk, trying to find a way to get myself to be able to move enough. And then I'm like, wait, I got to take my pants off. I couldn't take my pants off. For people who have had like debilitating injuries, like it was one of the more scary. I called Amanda and I was like, this is one of the scariest things that's ever happened to me, because if this was a permanent state, I couldn't imagine not being able to move. I couldn't not being able to walk to the bathroom or not be able to go and do anything. Like it was one of the craziest 24 hours of my entire life. And I never felt like I was in the jeopardy of dying, but everybody who didn't see this, like TJ and Ross, had never seen it before. They were like white faced and like, "Are you good? You're going to die?" I'm like, "I'm not going to die. Like my back's just dead and I'm going to be dead for like 3 or 4 days and I can't do very much. And like, I can't walk very well." So today I'm moving okay. I'm on a ton of over the counter, like ibuprofen and Tylenol and I got a lidocaine patch on and stuff. So I'll be all right. It's just going to take some time to kind of get myself, no lifting, no bending anything down, like nothing for a while. But thank you to you. I mean, I literally said to Ross, I go, this dude just shows up. I was like, what the hell is this dude doing in my driveway? Like, this is crazy.
We leave you with, I set the remote by you.
Yep.
Ross fills up the water.
I passed
You're
out
I'm
fast.
good.
Yeah.
You got Amanda on the phone. I shut the garage and I circle back to go out the front door. You're like, leave the front door open. I say hi to Amanda. She's ready to change her flight to that night. I think he's good.
Right.
You know, I don't have her number directly, but I'm like, all right, we're good. I text you later, you know, what time's Maddie coming over? Because I'm like,
yeah,
you can't even, I don't even know if you could answer the door.
No, I couldn't. No, I couldn't until the next morning. The next morning, I finally got up the next morning to walk around.
Bad. So, I just texted you again, and then I felt bad. You texted me, can you pick up a prescription? I'm with everybody at Bet Bash.
And you got to go sign up Gio.
Then I signed up Gio to WAP.
Yeah.
Ooh, shout out to him. Congratulations. The boys came and took the championship of their basketball tournament. So that was good.
That's great.
It was crazy.
But then you go from Friday into Saturday. I mean, you go from having Friday late night with everybody smoking cigars and everything else that torched your voice. And then you got a 911 call coming out of your house. You had two in 2 days.
Friday, sign up Gio. Did Humans' show down there. Was awesome.
Nice.
Get upstairs in a legacy club. Maybe for the first time in history, a guy with shorts gets in a legacy club. Me.
I heard everyone was commenting on the hoodie you got in with. They were like, how did he get in with a hoodie?
Dodgers hoodie, hat. I wish I had a BVB hat. I would have worn it. It would have been awesome. Shot some video for some other stuff. It was great. I didn't get home till 2:30 in the morning. Go to sleep. You know, we had David Purdom on the show last week, right?
Yep.
He came to Vegas again and ducked me all week. As much as we were down there, we didn't cross paths.
Okay.
So I wake up to go to the bathroom at 5:30 in the morning. Slept 3 hours. And I text him and I go, what time's breakfast? You're not leaving town without seeing me. He goes, I'm waiting for an Uber to the airport now. And I said, what time's the flight? He said, the Uber will be here in 30 minutes. I said, okay. Don't go through security. I'll meet you at the airport. Give you a fist bump and a bro hug before you go. He goes, okay. You don't have to do that. I said, I don't have to. But you're not getting out of town without seeing me.
Nice.
Jump in the car. Drive to Circa. Beat his Uber there.
Oh.
Take a picture of myself going, your Uber's here. Cancel the other guy. The conversation will be better. He goes, I can't believe you. So he did it. Comes downstairs. I drive him to the airport. I said, I'm going to give you the long route, but I'm not charging you. I said, because I want to talk to you. We got time.
Right.
So 20-minute conversation. Awesome. I mean, you know, genuinely love him. I mean, we've had a lot of deep conversations about the business, life, being a girl dad, et cetera, taking care of parents, all kind of things. So drop him off, come back. I got to do Sports Grid at like 9. If I go to sleep, I ain't waking up. So I stayed up. Hence, probably contributed to me not having a voice because I did Sports Grid. Then I went to sleep. Slept until the USA Olympic basketball game.
Nice. Okay.
Unbelievable the way that ended. Mm-hmm. Steph, what he did was ridiculous, and we'll get to that in a second. So, long day Saturday. Kids go out. We got them tickets to another show. I don't know what the hell went on.
Okay.
I packed it in early Saturday. They went to Buffalo Wild Wings. They're going to be out all night. I'm like, no, I'm going home. Go to sleep. So I'm asleep by, I don't know, 9:30 Saturday night, and I'm out.
Yeah.
Good sleep. Good. And I wake up at 6:30. Solid 8 hours of sleep. I get up, go to the bathroom. I'm standing there taking a leak. Jessica comes running in the room and goes, "We got to call 911. Pap-Pap's not breathing. Pap-Pap can't breathe." And I'm like, what? The kids are all still sleeping. She's on the phone with her mom or grandma on the other side of the house going, "We're not taking him, Mom. I don't care. We're calling the ambulance." So Pap-Pap, a.k.a. Rocco, is stubborn. He don't want to take the ambulance ride, but he can't breathe. He wants us to get him in the car and take him to the hospital. And I looked at my wife and I said, there ain't no way. If he can't breathe and we can't get him up, we could drop him or something. Call the ambulance. So she called, and I go over. She's upstairs because literally we were woken up from a stone cold sleep.
Sure, right.
So she's like, her mom keeps calling her. She's like, "Mom, I got to get dressed. I'm sleeping." So I go walking over, and Pap-Pap is slunched over on the couch, like going,
Oh,
like,
my God.
and I'm like, "Deb, where's the oxygen?" She's like, "I don't know. I can't find." Like, she's not.
Yeah. Panicked.
She's not all thinking. And I'm
Yeah.
like, "All right, look." And I said it to him. I'm like, "Pap-Pap, just breathe best you can. We got you." So he looks at me and he's like, "Oh," and he can't even talk. And I'm like, "Oh boy."
We're in trouble.
Before you know it, the ambulance is here, the siren, whatever.
Yeah.
These two guys are like, "All right, what's going on?" I met him outside and I said, "Look, he's kind of stubborn, but he's going with you." "Okay, we got it." And they got him up. He's like, I mean, he's hunched over like he can't walk. His legs aren't working. I got him with the cane for a second. Then he put him back down and said, "All right, hold on. You got to get to the door. Be right back." Got the stretcher. And now grandma and my wife are like, not, I mean, they're upset, but they're fine.
Okay.
But it's just me and Pap-Pap right there. And I look at him, I go, "Hey, are you good?" He goes like this, nods,
Okay.
gives me a fist bump. I said, "They got you." I said, "We got you. I'll see you at the hospital." So wheel him out, put him in the ambulance. I talked to the guy outside for real quick. He's like, "We'll get his levels up. I think he's going to be okay." But he said he got something going on in his lungs. He can't breathe. "Okay." I said, "See you at Centennial, right?" He said, "Yeah." So come back in the house. Now we got to organize
Chaos.
what cars, who's going with who. Do we tell the kids? Because it ain't a way to wake up on a Sunday morning
Nope.
at 8 a.m. the day before school. Like, don't tell nobody nothing. Let them sleep. Get your ass to the hospital. I'll be close behind you. We'll make sure everything's good. And then the rest of the day was just like just a whirlwind of coordination. And then, one kid wakes up. Where's everybody at? We're at the hospital. Pap-Pap's being admitted. He's got waiting for a regular room. What happened? Oh my God. It's nuts. And then, I'll save it for my favorite thing about today, but August 11th was the day. That's 4 years, 1 month short of the exact day that the exact thing happened to me with my stroke. September 11, 2020. So, I mean, like when I went outside and saw the ambulance, I was like, it's exactly the ambulance that picked me up. Take him to Centennial Hills Hospital, the same exact hospital I was in. I'm like, is he going to the 8th floor? Like, no, he's going to be on the 7th. I was on the 8th floor. It was unbelievable the whole day.
Wow.
So now I can't talk, but
is he okay? Is he home yet or no?
So yeah, it's no, he ain't home.
Okay.
He ain't coming home right away.
Okay.
But there's, he has a work truck. We had to have a very frank conversation about retirement.
Yeah. It's time.
It's just, you got to shut it down. There's just more important things. So yeah, man, it was a crazy day. It was a day before school. We got to do
and today,
they went and made lipstick to go relax and all this other stuff. By the way, you got everybody by hurting your back. You got out of the party.
I did.
You didn't tell anybody.
What do you mean? I didn't tell anybody? Who was I supposed to tell?
Could have shot a text.
To who?
Just saying.
Oh, well, I figured she knew.
Expecting to see you there.
I know. I told you. That's why I texted Jessica. I said I'm really sorry. It wasn't even like on my radar screen. I thought that Kelsey was taking her. That's it. I didn't think the whole crew was showing up. Like that. Why would I have thought that? Like how would I have known that all of them were going to show? I don't know like that. I just figured they dropped Ken along because Kelsey was like, "I see you at the party. I'll drop you off." I was like, "Okay, great." I just thought it was her going to show. And then like I got a text and it was like Jessica, Kylie, Kelsey, and Kendall are all here. I was like, wait, what? I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I was like, I'm really sorry. I was like, I didn't know.
I took a bunch of bullets for you.
All right. Well, tell them
you can't get up.
Yeah, it was not possible. Like not even today wouldn't be possible. Like tomorrow, I could probably I'm really hoping that we can see J Buck tomorrow with him coming to town. And I'm hoping that I can see on Justin's coming to town Wednesday. Like we got all these people coming in and sign up for the proxy service. I'm like, I hope I can make it to tomorrow and Wednesday. I'm like, I hope I can get down there, guys. I'm like, I don't know. I was like, well, today the answer would be no. Like I don't think I can walk from the car to Circa. I don't think I can make it.
No shot.
Like today, no. Tomorrow, maybe. Yeah. Beep beep. Go in. I just got fun. I should just do that for the hell of it. Just get it because I want to get it. That would be fun to have one of those. So it's been a weekend, guys. It's a Monday. We just did a half an hour telling you 2 stories of sheer panic in life. But, that's the show. All right, what happened this weekend? The Olympics are over. Are you happy about it? Sad about it? What did you like about the Olympics for the last 16, 17 days?
The basketball was unbelievable.
It was. It's the only thing I liked about it.
Semifinal, final was great.
It was. Both men and women. Both were great.
Both.
Yeah, both were good.
No, I got caught up watching the team handball. That was fun.
Okay.
Some of the track and field was good. I'm still amazed by the pole vault.
Really?
I just
more amazed than that?
No.
I mean, that shot is
that was ridiculous.
That's a crazy, crazy, crazy shot. His shot and the picture. That's the picture of the Olympics right there. You want to talk about what people will remember from the 2024 Olympics in France? It's that shot. Wembayama.
The end of
Curry.
the women's game?
I did. Yeah. The 2-point shot that wasn't, or the 3 attempt that was a 2. Hell of a finish. Hell of a game. It was fun. Wow. I mean, it was that game was fun. France played it hard, both all the way to the end.
Oh.
Team USA and China both tied for 40 gold medals. So if you bet which country would have the number 1 top gold medal, you either pushed. Some books, we saw our friends at Prime paid it out. Both paid top team, China and USA.
I saw Chris Andrews amongst all the other people like Friday night. I saw his tweet. They paid it out too. There's not enough handle
to worry about.
Go to house rules on this. Just pay them both.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the right thing to do. I don't know if there's one particular moment takeaway, other than Steph doing what he did in the last 2 minutes of that game.
That's the takeaway.
How did he not win tournament MVP?
because it's LeBron. But yes, you're right. I don't know. He saved the USA twice. 2 times Steph had huge games.
In the Serbia game and that one.
Yep. He had huge games.
There is no other games like if he don't do what he did.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Saved their bacon two different times. I mean, my takeaway is going to be just because I'm a Celtics fan, but like if Steve Kerr thinks that it's going to be quiet for him after what he did to Jason Tatum, I mean, if there wasn't a for real Warriors Celtics rivalry, there is now. There is now.
What was that?
I don't know what Steve Kerr had, in my opinion, Steve Kerr had no idea what he was doing. He had no, I mean, he just had no clue what he was doing with the rotation. He was just throwing guys around, and he was lucky to have Steph Curry, to have Kevin Durant, and to have LeBron James. And those 3 guys saved his bacon because he didn't play Embiid for 1 game. He didn't play Tatum twice. I love Drew Holiday. He played Drew Holiday so much. Like they were down to France and they were down to Serbia, mostly in the Serbia game, where you had a team that was jacking threes like crazy and they had wide open looks. Jason Tatum's one of the best 3-point shooting defensive guards in the world. He's 6'11". He's 6'11". He's a pterodactyl. He's so long and he can score. So it's not like he's just a guy, a 3-and-D guy. He can get to the rim. He can score. To not utilize him and not play him is unbelievable. The explanation makes no sense at all. He didn't play him in the gold medal game. I mean, it's like, what are we doing? I can't wait to see when they get back to the league, get back to the NBA, what people really say about that. Because, look, they won the gold medal, so nobody can talk about it. But it was way harder than it should have been, in my opinion.
That video that you posted, you tweeted, and I saw it, was so good. It was so good. And the AI generated video with their mouths moving and saying what they really wanted to say was, I don't know. I don't know if it can be passed off as not knowing what he was doing, because by doing it over and over and over,
maybe
his hell looked like he knew what he was doing.
So maybe he was intentionally benching Jason Tatum and not playing him out of spite, which has to be asked why. Like, what is the decision? Why? Where are you on Jason Tatum? Because now, look, I've seen people say this, and I don't know if I'll follow it blindly, but like when Tatum plays the Warriors, bet the over on Tatum points no matter what it is. I mean, Jason Tatum's going to probably hang a 40 spot. The Warriors are going to suck this year. Celtics are the defending champs. Like there's going to be a beatdown coming against the Warriors this year. Like Tatum's going to see red. And he said everything perfectly. Like he treated it perfectly. He commented today, but there's no way as a competitor, he's not burning, going, what in the hell are you doing? Why did you do this? And I would say Embiid too, same thing, going like, what was this? Like, I know it's an all-star team and it's the best of the best of the best. I get it. But like, it didn't look like there was any rhyme or reason to how he was playing players and who was playing and who was not.
Got to consider it's only 40 minutes in a game instead of 48.
Yep, that's true.
But you still have to have somewhat of a rotation and a plan with all these guys. Like, I don't get it. I don't know. Put it in the chat if you guys have an Olympic moment that you'll take away from or remember. Because, I mean, the last 2 minutes of that, like I said, I was passed out Saturday. My intention was to watch the whole game. I watched it from halftime on.
Right.
I thought they were going to lose. I really thought they were going to lose. And I was like, how can this be? Like, change something at some point.
Right.
And put Tatum in, and he didn't. Steph rescued him.
There's a new name. Devin MacArthur, how are you? Welcome to the chat.
Hi,
we appreciate it. They're going to drop Brown and Tatum dropping 60 on them boys. I'm not going to deny it, man. But it is a regional outrage. It's not a nationwide outrage. But I can tell you right now, everybody who's a Celtics fan, people I talk back home, I mean, they are MFing Steve Kerr at every turn, going, what exactly? Like, it's one thing not to play him a lot or not utilizing him, but to bench him and not use him at all is like, wait a second. Like, what is going on? there's a lot of anger in New England about what happened to Tatum. And how could you not be pissed off? You're not Jason Tatum. And we know that Brown's pissed off about being left off the team to begin with. So like the Celtics, when they play the Warriors, it's going to be fun to watch in the regular season. By the way, Celtics open up the season against the Knicks at home, banner night with the Knicks in Boston.
Oh,
Kristaps Porzingis will get a ring in front of the Knicks. He won't play. He's going to miss the first half of the season. We learned that over the weekend, but he will get a ring in front of his former teammates. So over the weekend, go ahead. Sorry.
No, are there lines for that? Is that true?
Just came out. Yes.
There's no need to put lines on NBA game right now.
There's up. The lines are up right now. Six. So I think it's 6 Celtics Knicks.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's up right now. 5.5. Sorry, not 6. It's 5.5. Celtics laying 5.5.
There won't be a person betting on that until the week of.
Probably not. No, unless they just are really jonesing for Celtics basketball bets for whatever reason.
Nobody's betting on a regular season basketball game, even the first one in August.
Banner night. It's banner night. So we had game 1, week 1 of the NFL preseason. Underdogs go 11-6 ATS. Many of them win the game outright. I was on favorites most of the weekend. I got crushed. Unders go 12-5 on this. Did you watch any of the preseason, Dave? Any of it?
2 minutes of the Steelers.
Okay.
Opening 2 drives of the Bears.
Ooh.
Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Before I fell asleep. Nothing yesterday.
Okay.
Saw highlights of the Rams and the Broncos.
That was just insult to injury.
Bo Nix. Bo Nix, baby.
Yeah, whatever. We'll talk about that in a second. But do the numbers move? Because unders were dominant. Do we see even lower totals for week 2?
Slightly.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you're just going to dare you to bet under.
30s, 29s.
Let's see if they're up. I didn't even look. Did you watch any?
I watched a ton. Yeah.
You did?
Mm-hmm. I watched a lot.
Did you enjoy it?
Oh, I thought Caleb looked tremendous.
He did.
I thought Caleb looked really, really good. Do you think it's recency bias and it's preseason, but does that impact people's betting? Do you think more people are betting the Bears team total, season wins over after watching Caleb play?
Absolutely.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
Without a doubt.
I mean, he looked better.
They're making division bets. They're going to win a division. They're going to they're making the playoffs. Or there's people that are betting the Super Bowl.
Oh, tap the brakes. But it is. I mean, I thought Bo Nix looked great. Obviously, Caleb looks tremendous. We saw Drake May play a series. He played nothing. So like you can't even really. The Patriots clearly he's not ready, and they're telling you he's not ready because they're not giving him really any workload whatsoever. So he's not going to play for a while for the Patriots. And then Jaden Daniels, I thought looked pretty good. I mean, Daniels audibled off of a play into a quarterback sneak that he ran in for a touchdown. So they're already giving Jaden Daniels the chance to audible out of plays in his first ever game in the NFL. So the Commanders clearly are going to let him go from game 1.
I heard somebody talking about it that he was the most exceeded expectations.
Okay.
Of anybody that they watched. And again, I don't even know where I heard it. It was probably in my sleep, but I just looked at the numbers. The lowest total of all the games is 33.5.
Okay, so not a huge adjustment.
No, in fact, a bunch of games opened lower and went up.
Okay. I mean, there was more offense.
Went to 39 already.
I mean, like the Raider game flew over. I mean, there were certain games that went flying over the total. I mean, JJ McCarthy, another one. JJ McCarthy looked tremendous. I mean, he was great. 4 scoring drives. He may play game 1. Sam Darnold was okay, but JJ looked great. The Raiders are going to announce either AOC or Gardner Minshew. They're going to be the starting quarterback. I watched the whole game. I watched both. I got to admit, Aiden O'Connell looks better than Gardner Minshew. I can't believe it. That was without their best, without Adams. Devontae didn't play. But Brock Bowyer, holy crap, that kid.
What?
He's gonna be a massive problem in the NFL. If he stays healthy, that kid's gonna be hyper productive for that offense.
Good.
He can do so many different things. Running back, tight end, slot receiver, wide out. Like, he is the ultimate Swiss Army knife. If they know what they're doing here in Vegas, and if they got a quarterback who can stay upright, they'll be fun. Like, the Raiders are going to be offensively, they're going to be fun.
Adam wrote an article about it. We'll try to get him on. A friend of the show, Adam Hill.
Nice.
I don't know if you were to make a favorite after watching it. You said AOC.
Yeah, I think it would be AOC. I think Minshew looked okay, but he didn't have the same confidence. I thought AOC looked, because the reports here, we'll talk to Adam Hill about this, but like all preseason, Antonio Pierce has been saying, somebody show me you're the guy. Somebody step up and don't have me pick. You decide you're the guy. Outplay the other guy. So it's an easier decision for me going, well, that's the guy. After the first preseason game, AOC is the guy. Now, does that mean he is long-term? Last preseason, he was great too. And then he got into the games after Garoppolo got hurt, and he was not very good. So does he develop more? New coaches, new system, new weapons. Let's see. But AOC looked much better than Gardner Minshew did in that first game.
So many people make so many judgments.
True.
The book
but then,
doesn't know the number.
The Rams.
You said in the chat, the Bears are over 8.5. -171. That's
unbelievable. Why don't they just won't go to 9, huh?
Well, he might. I mean, Butchie might, but you don't want to make that move, because what if he gets hurt?
Right.
If he gets hurt, it's
all bets are off.
Dead
right?
under.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
I mean, it's cool. I mean, I don't know. I had so many. I give the books credit. So I had the Cowboys yesterday laying 4, up by 6, 4th down and goal to go, 11 seconds to go.
Touchdown.
Bennett runs left, throws right. Somehow they lose track of the dude. Cowboys secondary is trash. 4th and 5th string guys, trash, touchdown. I have the Ravens +1. Missed kicks all over the place. Eagles are trying to give the game to the Ravens. Last second kick, game-winning kick. Ravens lose by 2. I had +1. I lose there. And then I had somebody else who I laid 3 and they won by 2. I can't remember. I was like right there on every bet. It was like a 1 point, and I was 0 for 3 over the weekend on it.
Bengals didn't cover.
That I was on the Bengals. They got smoked.
All the Joe Burrow talk. Yeah. The whole nonsense.
I had the over in the Raider game, so I got that right. I had the over in I hit 2 overs. I think it was the Chief game. I think I had the over in. I didn't lose every bet that I made, but the side did much better on totals than I did on sides. So like I'm 100% back on totals versus sides for the preseason. Like I'm staying away for which team's going to win, because I tried that this weekend, and I think I'm 5-4 so far betting in the preseason after week 1. So I got to get away from the sides, because I did not do well. I lost my last 3 bets all on sides, unfortunately. So this was, I don't know if this is going to be a trend or not, but what do you make of this? Jonathan Taylor won the Guardian cap during the game. Do we think more players might wear this thing for the game?
Yep.
An actual regular season game. You think players are going to wear that?
Yep.
It looks like something out of Spaceballs.
They're wearing it in practice, right?
I know, but I mean, I went by Bishop Gorman the other day because I was looking for a place to shoot that video for our Big Ten Survivor. So I went by Bishop Gorman, and they were practicing, and every kid had that on. They all had the Guardian caps on. This is a high school team. They're all having it on. So I'm like, man, are we just gonna, like, I know it reduces concussions. There's evidence of concussions being reduced, but like, why not make a different helmet then? Make a bigger helmet.
Good question. I think they will. the immediate solution is this right now. Over the weekend, was going through some old pictures and found my first hockey picture. I was 5 years old.
Okay.
In uniform, helmet on, and a little plastic thing right here. I didn't have a cage. I didn't have nothing. This was the first helmet, and it only had a little tiny thing to protect my nose and my chin and my teeth. And I looked at it and was like, did I not have a helmet with a face mask at 5? Helmets were not even required in the NHL back then. It starts in the youth leagues, works their way up. Like, I've seen it with the softball. We didn't let kids on a field under 12U without a mask in the infield. Even the outfielders wore them. They didn't have to, but a fielding mask. As they get older, they don't become as cool or required when they get to 18U.
Wow.
Until they do.
Okay.
Now you're seeing college kids on the corners and almost all pitchers wearing a mask.
Okay.
So it's going to work its way up. I think running backs and defensive players, why wouldn't you? I mean, you could get hurt so bad. Now, if you can prevent the concussions, would you do it?
I think if I had a history of concussions, I would 100% do it. I think if I wasn't somebody that was prone to concussions, I'm not sure I would do it. I would just go get the best helmet I could find. I could go and try to find, give me a helmet that's going to limit concussions. Give me the best one on the market and wear that one. Not sure I'd wear a helmet on top of a helmet. Like that's sort of like the weird thing of it is like the extra concussion protocols, the extra protection. Okay. I like protecting your head. I only got one of them. You can't you throw my back out, my head, my back's going to recover. You ding your brain may not recover. So I understand that fear of like protecting the most valuable part of your body. It's your main, your mainframe computer, but I don't know if I'd wear that in a game. Maybe I would wear it in practice. Not sure I'd wear it in the game. It just looks like, give me a better helmet. Like it looks a little wonky to be, you ask me, but practice is practice. I don't, but we'll see how it all rolls. Mathew Boyer's attorney is anticipating a multi-year sentence for his client in the Shohei Ohtani betting scandal. We thought he might walk. Does it surprise you that he might get 30 to 37 months in prison?
If he's the target, that's the sentencing guidelines. No. They're going to try to get him for as much as they can get him. If he's not the target, they're going to tell him they're going to get him.
Mm-hmm.
So they can get him to talk and get less time.
Butchie disagrees. It's not going to happen.
Rybotowski did a great job with that article. There's a lot of people close to home with a lot of things with that one.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, whoa, wow. I love the no comment. A couple of places were like, yeah, we don't comment on legal issues. Okay, that's good. I mean, he did the same thing when all the stuff happened at the end.
Mm-hmm.
There was no comment until there was a $15 million fine. And people went away. They never went away.
Right.
They were just out of the business. Boyer got a lot of connections. It talks about it in that article.
Mm-hmm. Sure. It's in everyone's best interest for that story to go away.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, so that's, if you give him a light jail sentence, I don't think it gets the headline. Like Mathew Bowyer gets nothing, people start talking about it. Mathew Bowyer turns informant, people start talking about it. Mathew Bowyer gets, 2.5 years. Okay. But I mean, look, 30 months in prison. It's 30 months in prison. It's not nothing.
See the day that it gets announced?
What do you mean? The sentencing? No. Which day?
2 days before the Super Bowl. The week of the Super Bowl.
Good time to make
Thursday
headlines.
or Friday.
It's a good time to make headlines.
It wasn't a coincidence.
Fair. So we'll watch it. We'll see. But that's interesting. We thought we might get him to flip and tell more stories about Ipe and Shohei and everything else, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen.
Well, he's not doing it yet.
Not yet, right? As of right now, he's not in the works to get him to
one of those things that, like, hey, you're getting this
unless you give us
right. Go to sportshandle.com, read Rybaltowski's article. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's an interesting piece for sure on that. SEC football injury reports. We've discussed this quite a bit on this show. It looks like this is happening. SEC strongly considers injury reports. Will other college football conferences follow? The Big Ten's the only other college football conference to mandate injury reports to be released. Book guy, good idea, bad idea? Oh, do you mute yourself?
Is it going to be like the injury report in the NFL?
I think it's going to be impossible to implement this properly. So I think it's going to be worse than the NFL.
Oh, don't say that.
I think it'd be worse than.
How could it be worse?
I think the lying will be worse. I think
What's the purpose?
I don't know. It's a really good question. I don't know. I don't really know what the purpose is. I don't understand. I think the idea is
just to pay lip service that it's being done.
I think it pays lip service. I also think it allows the university some plausible deniability for certain things that might happen. So you can say, "Hey, we told you. You know, we put it out."
Then why do it at all?
I don't know. I think it has a lot to do with the gambling side of things, just making it look like they care. Like, we care about information. We care about telling the public what's going on. But I really do believe it has a lot more to do with the fact that, like, if you asked, like, Nick Saban, "Hey, Nick, you going to tell Auburn your starting quarterback's got a bad ankle the week of the Iron Bowl?"
No.
Think he's going to make that known?
No.
Hey, by the way, you know the starting center might miss the game because he has a concussion? Like,
no.
You're going to tell people that? No. So I think in theory, I think it's great. I think it's something that gamblers, Vitalis thinks betting, I need info, collusion, I have betting rights. I mean, I understand the point that people want it, but I don't think you're going to get it. I think the information's still going to be very exclusive. I think the idea is to stop having some or a few people be the ones with all the information. But I don't foresee like what's the fine to an Auburn or an LSU or a Tennessee for lying about who's going to play and who's not? 50,000, 100,000. If it lets you beat a top 10 team, you will take that trade every time.
You've told me, we've had people come on here and tell us the coaches don't fill out the coaches poll. It's called the coaches poll. It's all, right. I mean, like, it would take 5 seconds to fill it out. Boom, 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 boom. Now you're going to give the coach the responsibility, or the head trainer.
Right.
The head trainer. Like, who's filling it out? What's the procedure for getting this information? The kid tells you, "I'm fine." He's not questionable. He's probable. Saturday, the kid comes in, can't walk. You knew all week it was going to be a miracle if he was going to play. Whose fault is that? Like, there's 85 kids at dress. It's not 53. That's a lot. The whole thing sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah, I think it really, I don't think it works. I know what the Big Ten and the SEC are trying to do. I understand it, that they're trying to figure out in the wake of the baseball scandal and pulling of a pitcher. I get it, but
it covers all their asses.
Yes, it's a complete CYA move. Yes. I would agree.
But I don't think there's any credible. I don't think it's a credible piece of information to use for betting. I know in the book we wouldn't talking about injury reports in the NBA. They're not going to do it.
Mm-mm.
I can't believe it's understandable they're having these conversations. I don't see how it's going to be put into practice. And I don't think it's just, I literally think it's just to cover their own asses in case something comes out. Oh, we submitted the injury report. That's good.
Right.
Okay, we're good.
Way CBS Sports reported on over the weekend, the SEC is moving towards a mandatory injury report this coming football season. The topic was discussed at the conference's annual spring meetings in May. Greg Sankey telling reporters that while it would be discussed, a final decision would not be made that week. A mandatory injury report hasn't been officially approved, but multiple sources indicated that the details are close to being finalized and are expected to be in place at the start of the 24 season. A decision could come as early as in 2 weeks when the league ADs are scheduled to meet. The Big Ten became the first Power 5 conference to institute a game day availability report back in 2003, which was basically 2 hours prior to kickoff. You had to say whether or not a player was available to play, yes or no. So we don't know what exactly the SEC is going to do, but I mean, saying 2 hours prior to kickoff who's available and who's not isn't that big of a deal. That's pretty easy to do. You can do that simply by looking at the warm-ups with a pair of binoculars in the press box. You can just go around and go, all right, where's number 11? Anyone see number 11? I don't see number 11. There's no number 11. All right, he ain't playing. So, like, that's not that big of a deal. An injury report would be, because the NFL has to do it on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You got to keep on saying what a player is. Available, probable, questionable, doubtful. You got to go ahead and give those levels to a player.
And then you could do like Belichick did.
Correct. Tom Brady was questionable every game for like 5 years straight.
Almost.
5 years straight with a bad shoulder. Tom Brady, shoulder, questionable. Tom Brady, shoulder, questionable. So the coaches poll was out last week. The AP poll is out today. Georgia's still number 1. Ohio State 2. Oregon 3. Texas 4. Alabama 5. This is the lowest starting position in the AP preseason poll for Alabama since 2009. Ole Miss, Notre Dame, Penn State, Michigan, Florida State. Dave, it's the same 10 teams, just different order.
No surprises. Is there, I mean, who gave Michigan that one
I don't. Somebody who likes Harbaugh, who thinks Harbaugh's still there. I don't know. I don't know. That's crazy. But it is interesting that that's your playoff. If you want to talk about like there's 2 other teams coming in, one group of 5, and then one wild card team from the Power 5. But that's your playoff.
So pull that back up.
Which is kind of
Big Tens.
It's kind of a bummer to be quite honest. Yes. No, there's 3 Big Tens, not 4. Because no Iowa.
Ohio State, Michigan, and Penn State. What if Michigan don't make it?
Well, no, there are 4 then. Oregon's there. There are 4.
Oregon too.
Yeah, There's 4.
There you go.
There's your 4. Georgia, Texas, Alabama, Ole Miss. There's your 4. Notre Dame comes in with your 1 independent. ACC's repped by Florida State. No Big 12 team in there yet, which there will be.
Huh.
But there's your playoff.
Oh, my.
Be curious to see how closely that actually is. I'll be very curious to see if that's actually going to be what it is. Because if it is, that stinks. Then we already know who the teams are going to be in the playoffs.
At most from that list, put it in the chat. How many teams of those 10 don't appear? I already have my number. 2.
Michigan.
One of those SEC teams is not.
Probably Ole Miss. Probably. I mean, if Jackson Dart gets hurt, they're done. So like their whole year is riding on their quarterback, which is what most teams would say too. And I don't think Alabama's a lock to make it either.
Wow.
I'm just not.
We're going to come looking for you.
I don't know. I'm just not high in Alabama this year. I think it's way too big of a transitional year for them. They lose 2 games, they're done.
Notre Dame's been a couple people. WV Punch Rock 1, Joe the Fat Panda. Wow, 4? WB Puncher said 4 of that list don't make it? Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't know.
I think it's 2.
Yeah, I think it's 2 as well. I mean, Riley Leonard, I think Riley Leonard's going to be for Notre Dame. It comes down to Riley Leonard. It comes down to whether or not the kid can come over and play really well from leaving Duke to play for the Irish.
If they go 10-2, they're in.
Probably so. Depends on who the 2 losses are too, but yeah, probably so. That's probably, and you're right. They don't have much flexibility because of their schedule. That's true. But it's who the losses are to. If they're questionable, then no, I think you're right.
They will fill whatever stadium they're in.
Oh, there's no debating on that. Yes, they did just lose their starting left tackle for the season. That's true. That happened over the weekend.
Ouch.
Yeah. But it's early. I mean, it sucks, but it's, I think the Irish are questionable. Michigan, I don't think makes it. I don't think Florida State will make it. I think there's going to be some question. I think Miami makes it over Florida State.
Wow.
Yeah. I think Ward's going to light the ACC on fire. They got the best quarterback in the transfer portal for Miami. So I bet the over on Miami wins over 9. Bet Miami to make the playoffs. I like Miami out of the ACC, not Florida State.
Ooh. They're only getting 1 though, right?
Oh, I'd be very surprised they got 2. That would be very interesting if they got 2 teams in. Them and the Big 12 for that matter. I'd be surprised.
Clemson, no shot.
No, I guess no shot. It's Clemson. I mean, they're always going to have a shot. Pedigree's there. Talent's there.
Somebody's going to take Penn State's spot. I know it.
Maybe, but I like your team. I mean, Iowa could take Penn State's spot, but I just telling you. I'm higher on Miami than probably anybody. I mean, on Iowa or other. I like Iowa a lot. What I love is people texting during the show saying we're coming back to sign up. They were just here texting us saying we'll be back this weekend to sign up with us for the proxy service. That's
nice.
Great. Appreciate you guys doing that. All right, Circa Sports Pro Football Team of the Day. If you guys have not been aware of it yet, Circa Sports, 16 million guaranteed prizes, 2 wins to win, no rake, 16 million in guaranteed prizes for the million, including all those great quarter pole prizes. Survivors, winner take all, 10 million, but that number is going to go over. Probably looking at 12 million for that. You can play from anywhere, but you have to enter in Nevada. You must physically be here to sign up. Circasports.com for more information. Always don't forget about the room offers they've got going on right now. If you get 1 contest entry, they give you a 25% break at Circa, the D, or Golden Gate, all the way up to a complimentary 3-night stay at Circa for the full house, which is 5 entries in the millions and 10 in Survivor. We had someone sign up for 10 this past weekend in Survivor. More on that in a second, but our pro football team of the day, the Miami Dolphins. I thought for sure you'd be sporting the Miami Dolphin BVB hat, although I think you sent that on its way. Did you not?
I did.
Yeah, it's a great hat. 9.5 is the win total. What do you make about Tua? Can he stay healthy? Because this contract is gigantic that he got over the offseason.
I liked him in college. I love him in the pros. But he's taking some massive shots.
He has.
If he plays, I think 15 of the 17.
Okay.
I think they go over.
Ooh.
I do. I like him a lot.
Here's your schedule. Open up at home. Jacksonville, Buffalo. Both very winnable games. Buffalo game's tight, but it's Buffalo in the heat in September, and the home record for the Miami Dolphins in September is outstanding. They work out in the heat. They play in the heat. Buffalo does not. It's a Thursday night football game. Big game. I think they open up 2-0. You?
-3, and then pick them.
Okay. Like Miami. At Seattle, home for Tennessee, at New England. Can they win all 3?
-2, -6.5, -5. 2 first 2 road games favored. Wow.
I have not made an over bet yet in the NFL. This could be my first one. I think they open up 5-0.
4-1 for me.
I have them 5-0. At Indianapolis off of the bye in week 6. And this is the fun thing. I mean, how early of a bye are you comfortable with? What's the earliest you'd say, okay, I'm all right with it?
I would like it week 8 or later.
Agreed. But I don't mind week 6. I'm okay. I don't like it, but I can live with it. I can live with it. Indianapolis on the road. I think it's a win. I think it could be 6-0.
They're actually favored by 1.
Okay. I think it's a win. Home for Arizona.
Win,
right?
7-point favorite.
I have them 7-0.
Wow.
At Buffalo.
Lose.
Loss. At the Rams on Monday night.
Lose.
Agreed. Home for the Raiders.
6-point favorites. They should win that game.
Win. I have them as a win. Home for the Patriots.
They should win that game too.
Win. I have 9 already. At Green Bay. 1, 2, 3. Thursday night.
5, 6, 7, 8. Wow, I have 8. At Green Bay, lose.
Agreed. New York Jets at home. I think they win that game. It's December, but I'll give them to win a home divisional game.
That's fine. Agree.
I have 10. At Houston.
Nope, lose.
Loss. I agree. Home for San Francisco. Good measuring stick. Loss.
I think they win that game.
All right, I'll have a loss. You and I are the same on wins now. At Cleveland in December on December 29th.
Seems so obvious that they're going to lose that game. They probably win it, but I say lose.
Loss, and then I don't know if it matters with the Jets at the end. I'll say loss as well.
That's over.
That's 12-5.
Yeah, that's over.
That's not over. That's flying over. It's only minus 122 to the over. I'm going to bet this today. This is going to be my plays on the juice for tomorrow. I bet the Dolphins over win total. I think they win 10 games easy. If Tua stays healthy.
Well, that's what you're betting on. You think he stays healthy?
Yeah, I do. I think for most of the game, I do. I think you're going to have him be, he's one hit away. Okay, everyone's saying he's one hit away from. Yeah, but everyone's one hit away in a lot of ways. I mean, every NFL player is one hit away.
They have a lot of winnable games.
7 CBW
on the road. 7 total. What?
No.
Put your season win number in there, boys and girls, in the chat. How many games Miami Dolphins win?
I think I'd bet the alt. I mean, I'll take the over 9.5, but I think I'd bet over 11. I think I'd take the alt on that. Wow. Silly. I mean, the plus money, it's got to be what, plus 250, plus 300 to have the Dolphins win 11 games, 12 games. I wouldn't bet 11.5, but I'd bet over 11.
I think they're 10-7.
Okay. Well, that's over 9.5.
With the ceiling of what you said, 12.
Yeah, 12-5. Yeah.
I think at worst, like going through that schedule, 8-9 is the bottom.
They can win the East. They can be the best. They can win the division.
No question.
So, like, I don't know. I'm higher. I'm high on the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins are going to be a problem. Offensively, defensively, I think Mike McDaniel's coming into his own, more comfortable as the head coach.
Who is the backup quarterback?
This year, they always change it every year. Let me see who the backup quarterback in Miami is for.
10 from John. JPC the fourth said 10-ish. Sports Avenger with a 12.
Mike White and Skylar Thompson are the backups. Mike White of former Jet fame. It's not a good situation for the backup. Backup's no good. But, I mean, you have Raheem Mostert, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Odell Beckham Jr., Jonnu Smith, Braxton Berrios, Devon Achane. I mean, they got speed on speed on speed. Alec Ingold at fullback. This team flies. Jalen Ramsey in the secondary, Bradley Chubb off the edge, Calais Campbell.
The defense is supposed to be improved.
Yeah.
Like they can score. They have multiple weapons. They have a quarterback who, if healthy, will light up some guys. Like he's going to put up some big numbers.
Yep.
The defense is better.
I just realized you sound like Dick Vitale. That's what you sound like. I was like, who do you sound like? You sound like Dick Vitale.
Baby diaper dandy.
You sound like Big Vitale. I was like, who does it took me an hour and 15 minutes to figure out who was
just
like, who,
hit you now?
Yeah. I was like, who does Dave sound like? And I just like looked away and heard you talk. And I was like, that sounds like Dick Vitale.
Dickie V.
That sounds like Dickie V. How about that? That's tremendous. That's exactly who you sound like. You sound like Dick Vitale. That's too
Whatever
good.
we got to do.
Whatever we got to do.
Just peed my pants. I wasn't ready for that.
Brigade Proxy Service,
Peed
Pro
my
Football
pants.
Story of the Day. Brigade Proxy Service. We got a lot of stuff going on, guys. 702-570-8255. If you're in town, we'll be there tomorrow. Signing up J-Buck on Wednesday. Signing up our guy Justin. We got a lot of signups, a lot of things going on. You were down this weekend, thankfully, because I was on my back, literally not being able to move. Came in, got our guys from Hawaii signed up. Hopefully we got some other people coming in from Hawaii to sign up as well. Text us 702-570-8255. TheBVBShow.com. And remember, we are doing it for Circa Million, Circa Survivor, and the Westgate Super Contest. We're not doing it for the ones you have to be in person every week. That's too much, but we are doing it for 3 of those contests that are going on in Vegas.
We did get that request. I had to turn it down. It's too much. We're just trying to make sure that everything's done right. It's important to us. Almost had a back spasm, Mikey. Believe me.
Sorry.
It got me too. Tuesday, Wednesday, I got a text this morning, probably Thursday.
Oh,
definitely. I think it's going to be Sunday. He said this weekend. I said Sunday would probably work better for us because we'll probably do the other thing on Saturday. I don't know the condition of either one of us to actually play golf on Saturday. Jeremy, if you're watching or listening,
Matt almost died. Matt ain't golfing for a long time.
I'm just letting you know.
I'm not going to pick a golf club up until I get an MRI on my back. I got to take a look at what the hell's wrong with my back before I pick a golf club up again. I am not swinging a golf club. I'm not even thinking about golf until I get on a table and get pictures taken of what the hell is going on with my back.
Right.
I am out. Yeah, maybe Golden Tee, Tommy, maybe. But the idea of hitting that round ball right now, I think my back would scream if I did that. I'd do double thumbs. I guess do double thumbs. I guess you could do that. You play the game that way. All right. So the question is, after week 1,
you ever catch your thumb in the Golden Tee, the roller ball?
Oh yeah, pin it. And, right, yeah.
You
Leverage.
Give it a cut.
Oh yeah, you can sometimes. Yeah, that's true. What are our thoughts on the kickoff rule after week 1? Because there's a lot of confusion, a lot of flags, a lot of problems going on right now.
I think I would have spent more time explaining it at each training camp. It looks like nobody knows what the hell's going on.
Including the referees.
They just take the ball.
Including the referees.
Put it at the 25.
Yeah, the refs don't know either. The refs are looking at each other going like, that's a 30. All right, put it on the 30. Like, it's not good right now. It's not good.
Do you think there's ever going to be a kickoff return?
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of them. There's a couple of long ones this week. I saw a couple. Oh yeah, 100%, without a doubt. Yeah. I completely think we will see a ton of big plays in this. The NFL is going to get what they want, which is more kickoffs returned. But it also puts a lot of pressure on special team coaches because if your guys aren't ready, I don't know. I disagree, Blue Spader. I don't think it's a non-factor. I think it is a factor. I do. I think I've seen holding penalties are going to be because of how fast the guys get upon the kick return team, and the guys who are on the kick return team, they don't know when the ball is caught. The guys who were tackling, no. So they got a split-second lead on them. And then they're on you in 2 seconds, and you just tackle the guy. You just grab them and tackle them. So I think you're going to see a lot of holding penalties on kick returns, at least early in the year. You're going to see a lot of penalties on kickoffs.
I don't know. I was watching the game without the sound at one point, and I got that landing zone and the graph and this and that.
Confusing.
Somebody asked me at the book, what the hell is that? I said, it looks like geometry. I don't know. And he said, when can they run? I said, the ball got to be kicked. And he just looked up at the screen and said, man, they're changing this shit too much. A lot of traditionalists, people that have been watching football a long, long time, aren't happy with it. Wait and see.
I don't know. I don't think I could bet any differently yet off of what I saw, but I definitely think there's going to be an impact on the game. Positive or negative. I'm not really sure yet.
Right.
Definitely think there's going to be an impact on how the game is going to go. Okay. Bunch of good baseball games to get into today to break down. Kershaw, Peralta, Dodgers, Brewers. Are you souring on the Dodgers at all?
Today, we're going to talk about the Dodgers today.
Yeah, why?
I don't really want to talk about the Dodgers
today. Why not? Why are you anti-Dodgers today?
No, they just swept the Pirates.
Okay.
It was annoying. I was going to go see Skeens pitch in person.
But they've lost 7 straight. I mean, you knew this was coming. You knew the Pirates soon was coming. You predicted it. We told you the schedule was brutal, and they're 1-9 over the last 10.
It's fine.
It's over.
Oh, hurts.
I mean, Skeens got lit up yesterday. It's shutdown time.
Baseball season is so cruel. Gives you hope. It gives you hope. It gives you hope. You spend all summer together, and then you get to preseason football. Kids are going back to school, and they go on a worst losing streak of the season. It stinks.
Because the schedule is really hard. They're playing teams that are in playoff contention. Every night's important. And Skeens got lit up. Got his worst start of the year.
This is a big start tonight for Kershaw.
Well, Yamamoto's coming back. Betts is back. Muncy is coming back. I mean, they're getting healthy. Dodgers are getting healthy. But I'm still not in love with their pitching.
No. We got to see what Kershaw is going to be, if he's going to be anything in the playoffs. Tonight will be a good litmus test. I like the Brewers. I haven't seen it yet from Clayton Kershaw. Oh, yeah.
Over in this game today.
I wouldn't feel comfortable betting under.
No.
Maybe over first 5, maybe. If Kershaw's going to be good, then like Milwaukee team total could go under, but I like that over.
Well, Peralta's got a 5 ERA at home. Dodgers are scoring a ton of runs.
Is Mookie coming back tonight?
I believe so, yes.
Game could go over.
Dave's Daily Picks. What do you want us to say about Jared Duran exactly? He got suspended. He was a schmuck. He made a stupid comment. He apologized for it. Move on. There's your Jared Duran talk.
Here you go.
So, I mean, he made an awful comment. He owned up to it. He took the press conference today. 2-game suspension. Money's being donated to LGBTQ charities in New England. On we go.
It was caught on mic, right?
Yep. Saying it back to somebody behind the plate. He was talking to a fan, not to a player. So I like the over in this game tonight, Dodgers and the Brewers. Sale, Snell, 6.5, Dave. This is the second time in 2 weeks we've seen a book put 6.5 up. Is this going to be a common occurrence now? Talking about 6.5s?
It's SALE. You put an S on there.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. I just saw it myself.
Sales. I am selling on Chris Sales. Chris Sale can go. Yes, I'm selling Chris Sale.
What a bad loss for the Braves yesterday.
Bad.
What a bad loss.
So at my daughter's school, the crossing guard is a retired, I think he's a retired police officer, but he's retired, huge Braves fan, gigantic Braves fan. So first day I see him, I'm like, what's going on? I was like, how about your Braves? He's like, the who? He's like, did you see what those clowns did last night? I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, they blew a 7-run lead. Worst loss of the year. I was like, oh no. I was like, I'm sorry.
Should they win tonight?
Oh.
Braves win tonight.
Okay.
That's the way these things will go.
Bounce back?
Yep.
Do you think they have any shot here to win the division, or is it dead? Is that gone? It's 7.5. It's 7.5 games. 7 in the loss column.
Running out of racetrack, but
feels that way, right?
There's a lot of questions about the Phillies right now too.
They're both cold. They're both. I mean, 3-10, 3 wins out of the last 10 games for the Braves, 4-10 for the Phillies.
Yes,
both teams are struggling dramatically.
I think the Phillies win the division, but if they have one of those stretches where the Phillies go, I don't know, 1-6 in a week, and the Braves go 6-1, then all of a sudden we got a series.
Blew a 7-run lead. Pirates call that Tuesday. Oh, that's being mean. That's being mean.
It's all right. He's in Pittsburgh, close by. I get it.
Braves win.
Yep, I like Braves.
The Astros kicked the tar out of the Red Sox over the last 3 games.
Yes, they
went into Fenway Park, swept the Red Sox. Rays at home, dogs. I mean, 8, 6.5, 7.5. Baseball's lack of offense is so apparent in the totals going on right now. Framber on the road.
Yeah, what do you go 8 2/3 no hitter, right?
Mm-hmm. Did give a 2-run bomb
fade, but yeah, I think you're right. The Astros until they lose here. Tampa today. I mean, like Astros today, Astros tomorrow. You bet them every game in this series.
Yeah. By the way, Dave, I'm glad that you think Aaron Judge and Jared Duran are on the same planet in terms of popularity, stardom, and pull. It's a pretty big thing to put Duran on the same category as Aaron Judge, who's going to win the MVP. Little bit of a different world. So Aaron Judge saying that would be a much bigger story, by the way. It actually would be the #1 story in sports. It would be on the front page of ESPN.com for 2 days straight if Aaron Judge was the one that said that. So let's keep Jared Duran in where Jared Duran is. I love the kid. He's great. He made a massive mistake, but like he's not Aaron Judge. Okay. Like,
would it have been a story if it wasn't caught on a mic?
No, because I think it had to be caught on mic for the evidence that he said it. So I think if an umpire heard him say it, he could still get suspended. But the reason why he's being suspended is because it was caught on microphone. Nesson caught it clear. To me, it's clean. It's clear. I don't know if he's yelling at a Red Sox fan or a different fan or whatever, but he was getting heckled and he yelled back at the guy and got caught, and he'll serve a 2-game suspension for it. So, I mean, he got caught. He's gonna lose 2 games salary and have to deal with that. You know, he'll get heckled and yelled and screamed at even more now. So now it's just going to bring it on even more. But I don't think Aaron Judge is anywhere close to being. I mean, Duran would love to be Aaron Judge for a day, like a single day in baseball. So different story, different level of New York versus Boston versus New York. One, Aaron Judge, superstar. Jared Duran was like the guy that won the MVP. Who the hell's that in the All-Star game? Not the same level of talent. So that's why people aren't talking about it nearly as much, because it's not nearly as big of a story because of who the guy said it, which person said it, and getting caught on a mic. No, he didn't say go till grab a tennis racket. He didn't say that, WB. It rhymes with tennis racket, but he said far worse than that. He did drop that. I like the Astros today just because I'm not high on the Rays anymore.
Yeah.
They're 10 games back. They're 4-6 over the last 10. They have a negative 49 run differential. When's the last time you saw the Rays have a negative 49 run differential in August? That's not Rays baseball.
Astros today, Astros tomorrow, Astros Wednesday.
Okay. And the last game I want to talk about is, you got to explain this to me. Why are the Guardians the best team in baseball who have struggled recently, but why do they keep on being placed as dogs at home? The books just, are they daring you to bet it? Imanaga's great at home, though.
Pitched really good last time, right?
He's been pitching great recently. I mean, Imanaga's 9-2 with a 3.06 ERA. On the road, he's got a 2.75 ERA. He's 5-1. He's 4-1 at home. Very similar numbers home and the road, but less action, less innings on the road, obviously. His last road start, he was against the Royals. This was a pick'em?
Mm-hmm.
And now it moved?
They bet the Cubs. Yeah.
Okay.
The opener was pick'em.
He won the start against the Royals on the road, 5 2/3, gave up 3 earned runs. He won the start against the Orioles on the road, went 6 innings, no earned runs in his last 2 starts on the road. He's won his last 2 home starts against the Twins and the Cardinals. In August, he's given up 6 earned runs in 13 2/3 innings worth of work. So, he's going to give up 2 or 3 runs tonight. Just the question is, can Lively keep the Cubs bats quiet?
Give the kids a poll.
Okay.
Who wins this game? Cubs or Guardians? Baseball heads, we need a vote. We only got a few more minutes left in the show.
It's interesting.
I think we get all Cubs.
Really? So that means bet the Guardians.
That's why I asked.
Bet the Guardians. It feels like the Guardians are the side. I just haven't. You give me plus money on the Guardians again. I mean, I've fallen for this Lucy and the football thing 2 different times. I'm like, you give me the Guardians at home as a plus money dog. It burned me twice. That's why I didn't bet it. I looked at it last night. I was like, I want to bet that.
Yep.
Like that's the Guardians. I didn't bet it just because I've been burned a couple of times, but I think the right side is taking Cleveland at home. I have made 3 bets, however. Bet it or book it time. This number, I don't know what happened to this number, Dave, because I got the best number on the planet. Arizona run line -102. See what this number is now?
Against Colorado. Let's see. I'm going to guess it's -130. Let's see. -135.
Keep going.
-140.
Keep going.
I just clicked it.
FanDuel's at 50.
Who?
FanDuel's at -150.
Really? What are they doing?
I don't know. But the Rockies have been shredded by the Cardinals. By the Diamondbacks this year. They're 4-1 on the run line in their 5 wins. And the dude they got starting today is a gas can.
Quantrill is full.
It is, Sonic, I think it is 2.5 at certain books. I think it already is.
What's regular money?
Yeah, and it's Fat at home, who's been tremendous.
-300, -320. I would make it -150. I was going to ask him why they're doing it. The hell with it. If it's -$3, make the run line -150. Makes perfect sense. You're still laying it?
At 150? I don't know. I don't lay 150 run lines. That's crazy. 125 is the most expensive I go for run lines. I got 102 last night. So, I'll take it. The Rockies are the worst team on the road in baseball. D-backs are red hot at home.
That's a bet.
Okay. Dodgers over 8.
It's a weird one. Should definitely go over, which is why I'll say book it.
I'm just going back to the age-old plays. Baseball's been so brutal. I'm going back to the Dodgers on the road where they have a chance to score a ton of runs. And I think they'll score a ton of runs tonight. So it's just, there's not a lot of numbers I can throw at you and go this is why. I mean, Peralta's got an ERA over 5, but the Brewers and the Dodgers have played 3 times and all 3 games have 8 runs or more. That was in LA at home. But
okay.
All 3 games of so far, these guys have 8 runs or more between these 2 teams. So with Kershaw's potential to get lit up, I was like, okay, bet the over.
I say book this one because it should go over.
Okay.
It might go over just on Milwaukee alone. But
Right.
Bet it. Book it under.
And then team total Padres over 4.5 against your Pirates.
Oh, this is rude.
You guys can't get these guys out. The Padres have scored a ton of runs on you guys.
Sucks.
Marcio Gonzalez on the hill for you guys, who's
Nope. Change the pitcher.
Oh, great. I gotta go rebet that.
Woodford is pitching.
I'm still okay with it. Okay. I'm still all right with it. It's your bullpen.
It's not a big deal.
It's your bullpen more than anything that
it's not a big deal.
Okay.
They lose in extras yesterday. The bullpen's blown out basically over the weekend. And they walk into San Diego. This is bad. 8-game losing streak could turn into 11. Headed back home to face Seattle over the weekend in Pittsburgh. It's not good. Might be the end of baseball season.
For you? We packing it up?
No, I can't, but I don't want to say it too loud. Plus, I got to get my throat a rest.
Got 4 minutes to go.
This sucks.
Betting it? Yes.
Out of spite in your recent cold streak.
Fine. Fair.
I will say book it.
Recent, swinging into a 5 week. That's not so recent, right? It's not so recent right now. It's probably a consistent cold streak. This summer has been horrific for me. I can't wait for the fall to get here. Favorite thing about today is what?
So if you didn't hear the story, that was scary shit.
Yep.
Pap was unable to breathe. 75. Got up to the hospital. My favorite thing about today is that he's alive and he's breathing, on his own. It's ironic. I went to the hospital last night myself, and it was just two guys just talking. And it was a good conversation. And I said, look, man, you got stuff to do. But work isn't one of them. Like, you got to chill out. I know you want to go to work. I know you want to do this. I know you want to do that. Need you around in his house. The grandkids need you. Grandma needs you. It was really just a nice reflection moment in which I finished, and I went upstairs to the 8th floor where I was. And it was the day before my birthday last night. I was by myself. And I went and I walked the hallway where I was. I saw a guy in the room that I was in 4 years ago. He ain't going to make it. I'm an odds maker, but he didn't look good. When I walked by, I saw him and I was like, whew. Then I went down to the end of the hall in the room where I sat and I wrote all that stuff that was coming in my head. And all the story about seeing my dad and all that stuff coming out brought me to tears. I went and sat in the same chair that I wrote all that stuff down. Was nobody in there, just like there wasn't 4 years ago. And I was like, man, I am so fucking happy to be alive. I am just so happy to be alive. No matter what happens, we have adversity with the show. We have adversity with other stuff. I'm 54 today, and I'm fucking happy to be alive. That's my favorite thing about today.
Two-part for me. First, it's your birthday. Happy birthday, and thank you for doing the show today. Because one is your birthday, but you're banged up. Your voice is crap, and you went and did, an hour and 40 minutes of talking, which we appreciate you doing this and playing hurt. Secondly, I want to say a huge thank you to the Boulder City EMTs who were unbelievable on Friday, because not only were they very calm, they explained a lot. And medicine oftentimes is being talked about as a money grab. Those guys could have stuck me with morphine and put me into the hospital for 2 or 3 days. Easy. Like, he told me, I can give you morphine, but if I do that, you're coming with me. I said, okay, don't do that. He gave me the option. Do you want to go to the hospital? No. Okay. When I tell you, I ask you a question, you're going to answer it in this way. Walk me through the whole entire thing. It was great. walked me through my heart, walked me through my lungs, walked me through my blood pressure, walked me through pain, all these different things. The guy was unbelievable.
You still had the stickers on you when you got to the house?
Yes, I had all the
I
heart
was like,
stickers.
what are you doing?
I was pulling all these heart stickers off my body. It was just crazy. So for those people, my sister is about to marry a firefighter EMT. I'm sure there's plenty in the audience. You guys have firefighter EMTs in your family. They are unbelievable people. They do incredible work. You guys see people at their lowest moments when they are literally fearing for their lives, and you're calm, you're collected, you explain things, and you help people through very traumatic and difficult situations. So the folks in the Boulder City EMT, I am extremely thankful for what happened. I'm glad it was you guys who showed up on Friday, because you probably saved me, 1, a ton of money, but 2, a lot of my time, because I would have been stuck in the hospital for 3 days doing all sorts of crazy tests on me that I wouldn't have needed, but they would have been so petrified and scared that, oh my gosh, you passed out. They quickly diagnosed, went through everything, explained what it was, and it was absolutely tremendous. So huge shout out to those guys. My favorite thing about today is people like that walk among us, because they do great, great work for all of us. Thank you for being here, guys. Back tomorrow, busy week. The times might fluctuate this week, just FYI. We got signups, circus stuff, crazy things, airport trips, everything else. So keep a lookout on the Discord channel. We'll tell you about everything. TheBVBShow.com to get in. Matt, Dave, back tomorrow for Tuesdays. BVB.
Thank you for the birthday.